Anthony Joshua came up short. But Anthony Joshua, I told him from the beginning. You know, I was one of the first guys to come on record from the beginning. I told him he can come and I can teach him some pointers. I'm going to always speak the real, whether somebody like it or not. I just feel like Anthony Joshua, they keep going to different coaches. Oh, this coach gonna work with him. This coach gonna work with him. I told him in the beginning when he was undefeated, you got some things you still got to tweak, because if you don't, then you may come up short.
So recently, right after Usyk beat Anthony Joshua for the second time, Floyd Mayweather CEO Leonard Ellaby retweeted Usyk dancing, and I couldn't help but to think the missed opportunity and the miscalculation by Anthony Joshua for passing on Floyd Mayweather as a trainer and picking Robert Garcia instead, a trainer who went up against Floyd Mayweather plenty of times and lost every single time. Now, that's not a knock on Robert Garcia as a trainer. Floyd Mayweather is simply TBE, which is my point exactly. Anthony Joshua's move to pass on the best ever Floyd Mayweather as a trainer was the biggest mistake Anthony Joshua made in his entire career, because it cost him to lose the most significant fight of his entire career against Usyk, which is the same mistake Deontay Wilder made when Floyd Mayweather extended his hand to train him for Tyson Fury trilogy. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it was a foregone conclusion. If Floyd Mayweather trained Anthony Joshua for the Usyk rematch, AJ would have had beat Usyk. Absolutely not. However, it would have had definitely increased AJ's chance of beating Usyk. With that in mind, if you take a look at the rematch between Anthony Joshua and Usyk without Floyd Mayweather assistance, Anthony Joshua nearly beat Usyk anyway. The fight was a split decision. One judge gave the fight to Anthony Joshua, while the Ukrainian judge actually scored the fight 115 to 113. So when you have a Ukrainian judge from Usyk's own country, the Ukrainian judge, Usyk's own countryman, he had Usyk only winning by 1 round. And you can't say he's biased, because if anything, he's biased to his own countryman in Usyk. That's the type of fight this was. The fight could have went either way. With that in mind, with Floyd Mayweather assistance as Anthony Joshua head trainer, if Floyd Mayweather made Anthony Joshua 10 to 20% better, Anthony Joshua, without a doubt, would have had beaten Usyk. And you best believe Floyd Mayweather is more than capable of making Anthony Joshua 10 to 20% better. Now, in no way, shape, or form, I'm saying Anthony Joshua is going to be picking up everything Floyd Mayweather teaches him. But what I'm saying is, even if Anthony Joshua picks up 10 to 20% of what Floyd Mayweather teaches him, that will make him 10 to 20% better. Which, from the look of it, if you take a look at the Usyk rematch, that's all Anthony Joshua needed to do in order to secure the win. Listen, ultimately, if you are going to play in court, there is no better school than the Michael Jordan school, which the same goes for boxing. If you are going to box in the ring, then there is no better school than the Floyd Mayweather school when it comes to boxing. After all, Floyd Mayweather is the Michael Jordan of boxing. So you would have thought it would have been a no-brainer for AJ to pick Floyd Mayweather as the trainer. But instead, he picked Robert Garcia. For some odd reason, AJ thought it was a good idea to go to the Mexican school and train Mexican style for Usyk rematch, instead of going to the American school to train Floyd Mayweather style, the undefeated style, for Usyk rematch. I mean, it ain't no secret. In the professional ranks, the American style is the best style in the sport of boxing and the most dominant style in the pros. But again, AJ thought it was a good idea to train Mexican style with a Mexican trainer for Usyk rematch. Now, just to make one thing clear, this is not Robert Garcia's fault by any means. This is Anthony Joshua's fault. AJ is the one to blame here because he's the one that picked Robert Garcia as the trainer. At the end of the day, Robert Garcia is all about that money. He's trying to get this bread. However, leading up to the fight, news came out that AJ and Robert Garcia are not seeing eye to eye. What a coincidence. What did you expect, AJ? Mexican style is not about being defensively responsible. That's American style. Mexican style is all about being aggressive and letting your hands go, which that's something Anthony Joshua is not willing to do ever since he got knocked out by Andy Ruiz. AJ lost his confidence ever since. So you can't expect AJ to put his head in the meat grinder and just fight by exchanging and all of that in the pocket. AJ is not willing to go all out Mexican style because he don't have the chin to rely on. Anthony Joshua doesn't have a haggler chin to do that type of thing. AJ is not trying to get hit with anything he don't see coming. He's only gonna let his hands go when he feels is safe, which that's most likely where Anthony Joshua and Robert Garcia was not seeing eye to eye. But if you are AJ, why pick Robert Garcia if that's the case? Anthony Joshua should have done his due diligence before picking Robert Garcia as a trainer if he wasn't trying to fight Mexican style, since, like I explained, that's something he's not comfortable doing. At this point of Anthony Joshua's career, he's only comfortable fighting American style, and that doesn't necessarily mean boxing around the ring. Absolutely not. American style is versatile. For example, Mike Tyson fights American style, and he fights more aggressive than anybody else. So American style simply means the ultimate technique, where you can hit your opponent and they can't hit you. It doesn't matter if you're going forward or if you're going backward. It's about fighting while being defensively responsible, which is the name of the game. Hit and don't get hit. The Matrix. That's what Anthony Joshua needed in order to beat Usyk. He needed to be defensively responsible while being aggressive. And that's American style. See, there's a misconception that Floyd Mayweather only boxes, when Floyd Mayweather is the most versatile fighter in the game, probably ever, which I'm starting to believe that Anthony Joshua believed that as well. AJ probably fell under the misconception that Floyd Mayweather is only a pure boxer, when in all reality, Floyd Mayweather is a versatile fighter that does whatever he has to do in order to win. Floyd Mayweather is famously known for stating, just like Roy Jones, you fight the boxer and box the fighter. It's the yin and the yang effect, where Floyd Mayweather led by example. He went out there and did it. Floyd, when he fought Zab Judah, he didn't box Zab Judah. He fought Zab Judah. He applied pressure. That's the type of game plan Anthony Joshua needed against Usyk. See, Anthony Joshua made so many mistakes in the Usyk rematch. Even then, he nearly won the fight while making all of them mistakes. So if Floyd Mayweather corrected some of the major mistakes Anthony Joshua made in the Usyk rematch, we would have been looking at a totally different fight. A fight that Anthony Joshua could have won. The Usyk rematch was there for the taking for Anthony Joshua, and AJ blew it. Like Devin Haney said during the fight, why was Anthony Joshua boxing Usyk? AJ was applying pressure from a distance. To make matters worse, Anthony Joshua was slowly applying pressure from Usyk distance, from Usyk range, aka mid-range, where Usyk could hit Anthony Joshua. What Anthony Joshua should have done is stay all of the way in the outside or all of the way in the inside. And that's something we talked about last time when Usyk beat Anthony Joshua the first time around. Now in the rematch, Anthony Joshua, he came off like he's trying to out-quick and out-slick Usyk. Like literally, If you know you're fighting the more elite boxer, the more intelligent fighter, the smaller fighter, so he quicker, why would AJ play the cat and mouse game with Usyk instead of seeking and destroy? That's what AJ was supposed to do, not box with Usyk and apply pressure from a distance. That's not what AJ was supposed to do. Shockingly, Anthony Joshua never utilized or rarely utilized his main advantage, which is his weight. Anthony Joshua never put his weight on Usyk to make Usyk carry him in order to tire him out. Also, Anthony Joshua never leaned in on Usyk after throwing a punch to keep Usyk off balance in order to avoid the counter punches. These are some of the main adjustments Anthony Joshua needed to make in order to pull this off. However, he did neither or. Even Usyk said, quote, "The reason the belts are coming to Ukraine is that Anthony did not use his physical advantages until the end." End of the quote. That's why Anthony Joshua needed to take a page out of Andre Ward's book, out of Bernard Hopkins' book, out of Floyd Mayweather's book, even Devin Haney's book, by fighting smart and technical. More importantly, utilize your physical attributes instead of fighting clean without utilizing your weight at all. At some point, Usyk even pushed Anthony Joshua off of him, and AJ just like bounced back, which was so shocking to see. You would have had expected AJ to maul him, or at the very least, put his weight on Usyk. Take a break, breathe, and tire him out. Just like Tyson Fury was doing to Deontay Wilder all night long in the trilogy. Furthermore, for the people that may ask, what are some of the adjustments or some of the things Floyd Mayweather could have had Anthony Joshua improve on that would have had gave him a better chance of beating Usyk? Well, for starters, if you take a look at the championship rounds after Anthony Joshua got tired, every time he threw a punch, he was off balance, or he would duck his head low in order to avoid Usyk counters. But instead, AJ ran straight to the counter. Now, where Floyd Mayweather would have had improved AJ is by teaching Anthony Joshua to throw a right hand, then lean his body on Usyk. By throwing his body on Usyk, which will act as a defensive mechanism, which will enable Usyk from countering, and it will get Anthony Joshua to throw with more leverage because he don't have to worry about the counter. So he could hurt Usyk more. On top of keeping Usyk off balance, so on and so forth, AJ gets to lean his body on Usyk to take a break while tiring Usyk by forcing Usyk to carry his weight. Therefore, you are accomplishing three different things at once. As you all see above, that's Floyd Mayweather fighting the former undisputed welterweight champion Zab Judah, where Floyd Mayweather fought aggressive all night long, where Floyd Mayweather displayed the technique of throwing the right hand, then throwing his body onto his opponent while throwing the punch in order to smother his opponent counters. This is one of the main techniques Anthony Joshua needed to utilize against Usyk. This is one of the main techniques that would have helped AJ beat Usyk. And it's a simple technique that Anthony Joshua could have mastered with Floyd Mayweather as his trainer. This technique requires timing. You throw the right hand and throw the body with it when Usyk is attacking, or when you have your opponent trapped, if you have Usyk on the ropes and he can't go anywhere. The reason why is so you don't be falling to no man's land when throwing the body on your opponent, because that will definitely backfire. For example, if Anthony Joshua utilizes this technique in a wrong way, like if he throws a punch and throws his body onto his opponent, let's say it's Usyk, but Usyk is not coming forward or he's not trapped on the ropes, but instead, let's say he's moving backward, then AJ will fall off balance and get hit with a counter. That's why you have to utilize this technique at the right time. But again, Floyd Mayweather as a trainer a fighter who mastered this move will teach Anthony Joshua all of the in and outs. Without a doubt, Floyd would have had taught Anthony Joshua how and when exactly to use this technique, on top of many other techniques and stuff Floyd Mayweather would have had AJ improve on. Floyd Mayweather actually told AJ a long time ago, there's a lot of mistakes you have to correct. If you don't, you may come up short, which is exactly what ended up happening to AJ. Anthony Joshua came up short in a major way multiple times now. Ultimately, that raises the million-dollar question, why AJ never took Floyd Mayweather advice? It really makes no sense whatsoever when you have the Michael Jordan of boxing giving you game. However, you choose to pass on it, to select Robert Garcia. From all of the trainers AJ could have picked, from Virgil Hunter to so many other great trainers that actually would have had suited his style better for the Usyk rematch. However, for some odd reason, AJ thought Robert Garcia is the perfect choice, a trainer who only told AJ to jab and move forward without making any major adjustments, which at this level, that's not gonna fly. But maybe AJ only needed an additional trainer for motivational purposes. Whatever the case may be, to each your zone, and it really don't matter at this point in time. Usyk remains supreme, and AJ have to go back to the drawing board. With the facts being laid out, drop your thoughts in the comment section below, subscribe below, and click on the notification bell to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, TV. Peace, and I'm on to the next one.